So we've all seen those massive video walls, right? Like in command centers or high-end sports bar.
Oh, yeah, they look incredible.
Right. It looks like one giant cohesive image, but it's actually a grid of heavy-duty hardware working in concert to pull off that illusion.
It is a massive engineering challenge.
Yeah.
You really can't just, sync up 4 televisions from a big box store and expect it to look professional.
Definitely not. And that brings us to the hardware we are breaking down in today's deep dive. We're looking at the Zenty ZT-134 55-inch LCD ultra-narrow bezel video wall display.
Yeah, it's a bit of a mouthful.
It is, but we were checking out the specs over at HDTV Supply, who actually described themselves as a 25-year global home for audio and video products. And the mission here is to really unpack what separates this from a standard living room TV.
Well, the biggest difference is right in the name, the bezel.
Right, the ultra-narrow bezel. It's only 1.7 millimeters on a single side.
Which is incredibly tight. I mean, on a standalone TV in your living room, a plastic border is totally fine. But when you are tiling screens in a grid, that border becomes this thick black crosshair right in the middle of the image.
Yeah, it completely shatters the immersion.
Exactly. So with a 1.7 millimeter bezel, the grid lines basically vanish from a standard viewing distance.
And you can adjust the image for the room, too. You've got display modes like standard, soft, and vivid to match the environment. Because these aren't going in dark home theaters, right? They're in bright lobbies and bars.
Which brings up the issue of off-axis viewing. In a commercial space, your audience is moving around. They aren't sitting dead center on a couch.
Right.
So this unit creates a 178-degree viewing angle, both horizontally and vertically.
So if you are standing at the far end of the bar ordering a drink, the colors on the screen aren't going to wash out.
The image integrity holds up perfectly. And you combine that with 500 nits of brightness and a 1400-to-1 contrast ratio.
That gives the panel enough punch to cut through ambient lighting.
Yeah, which is usually the enemy of LCDs.
Plus, each panel supports up to 1080p at 60 Hz, so even when you scale this up to a massive wall, the pixel density remains crisp. Now let's talk about the economics of this.
Yeah, the price tag.
Right. At an MSRP of $3,600 per screen, this is a significant capital expenditure compared to a standard TV.
It was a premium, absolutely. Yeah. But you really have to look at the lifespan. A consumer TV is designed to run maybe 4 to 6 hours a day. The Zenty is rated for 50,000 hours of operation.
Wow.
Yeah, it's built to run all day.
That's that industrial durability. If you try to save money with a consumer panel and it burns out in the middle of the Super Bowl, the revenue loss outweighs the initial savings instantly.
Precisely. You are paying for reliability.
And that pro mindset extends to the connectivity, too.
Yeah.
You've got HDMI, DisplayPort, DVI, and VGA. But the standout to me is the RS-232 serial port.
Oh, that loop-through control is absolutely essential.
It's old school, sure, but for mission-critical setups, you don't want to rely on Wi-Fi, finicky remotes for every single screen.
You need bulletproof automation. With RS-232, a central computer sends a single command, and the entire wall wakes up simultaneously. It turns the grid into a single, manageable system.
Right. It effectively transforms a wall into a digital canvas that you can just set and forget.
And having that backed by a vendor like HDTV Supply provides the necessary support because integrating these video walls is rarely plug and play.
So if you need a display that runs forever and looks seamless, the Zenty ZT-134 really is the tool for the job. But here is a final provocative thought for you to take away.
Okay, let's hear it.
We are down to 1.7 millimeter bezels. We're getting incredibly close to the display hardware disappearing entirely. How long until we just paint the pixels directly onto the wall?
Man, that would certainly make installation a lot easier.
It really would. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. Catch you on the next one.